What's the biggest pain of getting home in rush hour coming from Toronto? Going fucking northbound. Thankfully, this beer is not like that stressful situation. Beer, 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 beer. Hello everybody, welcome back to me, Mate Brewski, for the Rooski Brewski review. And today the beer I have for you is a new one. Brand new beer, from what I've seen at least, by the Side Launch Brewing Company. This is their Northbound lager. In an amazing looking, beautiful can. Holy hell, you got the water, you got a road going to the water in this nice light, dark, baby blue, royal blue, navy blue, white kind of can. This thing just looks amazing. Holy hell. Gone are the days of the solid color that Side Launch has been doing for a decent amount of time now. And here's just a wow. Yeah, I like the color blue, as you can see. And this is just a damn great looking can. But then this Northbound lager is coming in at 4.4% alcohol by volume. And I don't think there's a listed IBU on here, if I'm not mistaken. I cannot find one. But Untapped hopefully can help me out, because the website doesn't have it on there either. Untapped, though, is showing Northbound lager coming in at 13 IBUs. So let's crack this open and not just stare at the can, even though it's very, very pretty. We got to get into the beer and see if it has a pretty taste. Pouring it into my Innocent Gun tulip style glass. That's a nice looking pour. Bit ahead on that, perfect. Throw that can right there. Looking at the lager, it's a very typical pale, or not pale, but you know, yellow, golden yellow color of a lager. Good effervescence coming straight from the middle of the glass. Super clear as well. Nice white head on top. Let's have a smell. Nice little light grain, a little bit of caramel. Melons coming up as well. Touch of very, very light sourdough bread almost. Very faint aromas, very low, very mellow aromas, but still, they're there. Let's have a sip. That's actually a really sweet lager. Wow. Super sweet, nice bready finish. The beginning is where I need to really focus on right now. Wasn't really not too sure what to expect. The first sip, you're kind of just like, oh wow, cool beer. And the next sip, that's when you start sort of get into the more detailed bits of flavors, or at least for me, that's how I'm working. So with that said, cheers everybody. Keep on drinking. Now those flavors are very, very mellow. Almost too mellow. In the beginning, tastes more like, I would say, tonic water or club soda. Very, very little flavor in general. It's not until you get more to the finish where you actually get flavor. You get some of the melons, get a nice sweet breadiness to it, and just a slightly like a hay, almost hayish flavor, mixed in with some very, very light caramel and nice sweet corn. Very, very interesting. Yeah, the beginning is very, very light. So, I mean, it's good flavors in the back end, but in the beginning it just seems very, not invisible, but very non-existent almost. And I think that's honestly a little bit of a bummer for me. I mean, I like flavor in beers, and you know what? There are lighter beers that pack a good amount of flavor. Sadly, this one doesn't really. I mean, it'd be great for somebody coming into the craft beer scene, or somebody who's not a huge fan of the beer flavor, but still likes to enjoy something a bit more mellow, something similar to like a Coors Light or a Bud Light. The Side Launch Northbound lager would be a great fit for them. Sadly for me, I like a bit of more flavor than this. but there's no offensive flavors about it. Got a nice bready finish as well, moving into that right after the melons. The melons sort of, in my opinion, sort of rounded out. And you get the breadiness, you got the little bit of hay, you got that sweet caramel and sweet corn, light caramel, not a huge dark caramel, not tons of flavor in that department. But overall, still a pretty solid beer. Light, crisp, clean. Can't go wrong with it. Light mouthfeel. Not overly carbonated as well, which is great because it won't get you super bloated. So far, haven't noticed anything like that. Let's move over to the can. This beautiful looking can, a light blue. I'm just shocked. I just love the color of it. I think it looks absolutely amazing. A little hard to read the information because it's done in a white font with a little bit of like a blue sort of outline to it. But, you know, we'll get by. I got good eyes, so shouldn't be a problem for me. Northbound Lager by Side Launch Brewing Company. 4.4% alcohol by volume. What did I say? 13 IBUs? 13 IBUs according to Untapped. Let's read the description. Northbound, where the blue skies meet the clear blue waters of Georgian Bay, the birthplace of our lager. This North American craft lager is uncomplicated, easy drinking, and has a refined, refreshing finish. That it does. Craft beer, 4.4% alcohol by volume. Proudly brewed and canned in Collingwood, Ontario. Ingredients are water, barley malt, wheat malt, hops, and yeast. And on the bottom, there is a packaged on date, this being packaged on March 1st, 2019. So this is a very fresh can, very new beer to Side Launch and to the rest of the craft beer industry. Overall, beautiful looking can, good little bit of information, nothing super crazy, but you're hitting all the marks except IBUs. You know, you got your ABV, description, ingredients, and a brewed on date or best before date. Good stuff. IBUs, a little bit of a bummer, but not a huge issue at all. Great stuff. Moving over to the website now, you scroll down. Moving over to the website now, sidelaunchbrewing.com. You scroll over to the beer section or the beer tab, and you scroll down a little bit, and then you have the Northbound, and all it lists is a description. And same description as on the can, and it says at the moment it's exclusively available in our tap room. Well, that's not the case anymore. The one LCBO that I usually go to or like to go to around here in Markham at Bullock and McCowan actually carries it. And I was like, oh wow, what's this? This looks new, and Side Launch makes really good beer. So I picked it up, and you know what? I'm actually a fan of it. Even though so far it has really lighter flavors. Sometimes you're looking for something with not too big of a punch. You know, sometimes you just have those days. You want something easygoing rather than a big, boozy, you know, bourbon barrel-aged stout or say a very hoppy IPA. You just want something easygoing, relaxing. It has a fit. It has a perfect fit for your needs. Speaking of the LCBO, you can pick up the Northbound Lager for $3.15 for this 473 tall boy can. So a very reasonable price. Just very light in flavor. Finally, moving over to Untapped, the Northbound Lager by Side Launch has been given a 3.55 bottle caps out of 5, and that's out of 63 ratings. Like I said, it is a very light beer, very easygoing. Not one of my favorites, but you know what? I can still find a place for it in the fridge and in my belly when the time arises that I want something with a bit more mellow of a flavor. Cheers on the final sip, guys. Let's get right to ratings. Overall, the beginning is definitely more like tonic water-ish because there's not a lot of beer flavor. It's only in the finish where you get more of that melon, breadiness, slight light caramel, and slightly like sweet corny flavors. So I mean, there is a bit of a trade-off there, but does it have a place in the in the beer fridge? I think so. I think it does. When I'm wanting something a bit more low-key, bit more like I would say, I don't want to say flavorless, but mellow of a flavor, that's a perfect fit for it. Overall, Northbound by Side Launch Brewing Company gets a solid 7 out of 10 for me. As for presentation, the can absolutely looks just amazing. Just the colors on it, I don't know, it catches your eye, and you're intrigued. You're like, ooh, what's this? Very, very nice. Not super busy. Biggest bummer, I think, is the font color. It's like an Arctic blue, kind of white and blue, and it's a little hard to read with the rest of the background. But you got all the information. Missing IBUs though. And on the website, definitely not super informative. Just a nice little description, but no ABV, IBU, none of that stuff on the website, sadly. Hopefully in the future it gets a little bit more revamped, because the website right now for a few of the beers looks a little basic, to be honest. So overall, presentation gets a solid, as most of the information, gets a solid 8 out of 10 for me. Before I leave you guys, if you have any comments, questions, or beers you want me to review in the future, leave all that information down in the comment box below. If you want to go ahead and like this video, subscribe to me, Mate Brewski, I would greatly appreciate it as well. And with all that said, that's going to do it for me, Mate Brewski, and like I always say, crack 'em and enjoy. Cheers. Now for the pour time outro. This beer is better than sitting in 404 traffic going northbound from Toronto, and I spilled some beer, and that's not good because beer is precious. Cheers.